Episode 199. No matter how fierce the dungeon record competition gets, but it paled in comparison to the sheer brutality of competing for a wild boss that was direct, no-holds-barred PvP. After running the numbers, Ye Du-han at his computer was racked by another coughing fit. He didn't even have the energy to consider the value of these items anymore. Just gathering everything on this list was going to be torture enough. Their guild had been grinding one, Lion Gorge, for a while now. Crimson blood-tail stingers and scarlet poison needles they had enough of, but they'd never even seen a crimson shadow berserker blade. And 40 silkworm gauze threads, that was pushing it. As for amber crystals, those are even more of a fantasy. Forget about their tyrannical ambition guild, the entire 10th server doesn't have any yet. Wild bosses have only spawned 3 times this whole week. This price list clearly went far beyond what a simple leveling service should cost. It is.
It's indeed much higher.
Brother, that's too harsh.
Haggling is a necessary part of the conversation.
Ye Duo Han-tan suppressed his depression as he negotiated with Yi Xiu. Although he had always had a good impression of this person before, a sense of bitter indignation now welled up in his heart. It felt like being held hostage by a kidnapper. The record was the hostage. If you don't meet my demands, I'll break your record. But after a long back and forth, the other side showed no sign of budging. Just as Ye Du Han-tan was stewing in his frustration, a system prompt chimed. Lan River had logged on. A thought struck him, and a new idea began to form. Oh, he called out to Blue River.
Which record are you guys planning to break?
What's up? Lan River was always wary of his rivals. While tyrannical ambition wasn't a sworn enemy to their Blue Brook Pavilion like Herb Garden was, that was no reason to let his guard down. Lan River was instantly on guard.
We need to coordinate properly. He said, otherwise you'll be farming the glazed lands, and I'll be farming the glazed lands. 2 guilds are just butting heads right now. And this isn't the time for us to be fighting over this.
Right, you've got a point.
How about this? We each take a different dungeon this time. We'll run the glazed lands, and our Blue Brook guild won't touch the one, Lion Gorge.
Deal.
Good, your word is enough.
When are you guys running it? How about tomorrow during the day? Lan River said the account cards had been allocated, but it was clearly inconvenient in the dead of night, having to go find someone to get the cards and all that.
We'll handle everything tomorrow. Old Lan, what I'm really afraid of is that the record we just set will still get broken by Lord Grimm.
少吧, I don't think that's likely. Given the current situation, do you really think anyone would still ask him to set a record?
No one's hiring him for rounds.
He's grinding on his own again. Solo him. Lan He was taken aback for a moment. Lord Grimm was going to solo it.
That's entirely possible. His team is just one short of a full 5-man squad, and they do have a 5th member. We've seen that 5th person twice now. That swordsman is even listed in their guild roster. But he never saw him log in again. This left Lan River feeling quite bewildered.
If no one's asking for him, why is he putting in all this effort? If no one asks him, can he really be content with that ending?
Ye Du Han-tan realized Lan He was a bit too decent. Even at this point, hadn't he considered the tactic of holding the dungeon record hostage? But as soon as this thought was voiced,
Lan River finally began to come to his senses. What do you mean?
I just went over to say hi to Lord Grimm, but that guy, he still wants money even, if we're not going for a record.
Ye Du Han-tan delivered this grim news to Blue River.
He actually said that.
Nighttide Cold Talk directly copied the price list Lord Grimm had posted. The impact of that list was so intense it made Blue River's blood boil. But the record we set with our absolute bestie, you really think he can break it? Lan River replied, we're experts too. They understood the concept of a dungeon's performance ceiling. No matter how skilled a player is, as long as they meet the dungeon's maximum requirements, they can achieve the record. Any skill beyond that is irrelevant.
Look at the burial grounds.
Hearing Night Chill Fairy's words, Blue River was stunned. The Bone Burial Grounds truly had become a legend, its record unimaginably high. So you're saying? So from now on, every single dungeon record will be up to him. If not, our guilds won't stand a chance at getting any record at all.
I think that's exactly what he intends. That's making an enemy of every guild out there. Can you all really stomach that?
I'm not sure about that. But I know right now, this hurdle of ours, we'll probably have to get through it on our own. Lan River and Cold Night Fairy were both right in their thinking. If we keep hijacking records like this in the future, it won't just be their two guilds' problem. If all the major guilds were being targeted, they'd band together to find a solution. But right now, the crisis only affects these two guilds.
Even if the other guilds realized Lord Grimm's hostage-taking scheme, at this critical juncture, they'd never step up to form an alliance with those two guilds. They'd absolutely wait and watch the two of them squirm first.
If the two guilds crash and burn, because of this, that would be the best possible outcome.
What's your plan? I'm not sure. I'd like to hear your thoughts. Lan River was truly torn. Should he swallow his pride, pay the ransom, and submit to Lord Grimm? Or should he take a hardline stance against the kidnapper, and from here on out, walk the path of competing with Lord Grimm for dungeon records? Lan River had opened Zhan Moxiao's name in his friends list several times, only to close it again. Record times were no small matter. Otherwise, he wouldn't have gone to consult Spring Old so many times. But I just went to see him. If I go running back to the guild leader now, I'll look completely incompetent. That guy, Shoreward Willow, and his crew would have a field day mocking me. But if I caved and paid the ransom, that guy Arduan Chuyi Engi and his crew would definitely have some choice words for me. Failing to secure the dungeon records in the new server, and having to call in reinforcements from headquarters, was already a huge blow to my pride.
Opening a new server has always been a solo venture. You send your own top players to build the guild from the ground up.
No, this time we absolutely cannot back down. Suddenly, Blue River made up his mind. I've decided to go for the record first. This time, Blue River didn't message Lord Grimm. Instead, he opened a chat with Cold Night and sent a message.
Alright, forget about Lord Grimm for now.
Well, this decision by Blue River isn't about guild competition. He needs to prove himself, at least a little. Alright then, best of luck. Alright then, good luck, said Yedu Han Tan, though a sliver of doubt still lingered in his mind. Was Blue River genuinely planning to go for the record now, or was he just saying that to avoid making empty promises here? After all, paying a ransom to Lord Grimm would be a major blow to the guild's reputation if word got out. So, during his negotiations with Blue River, Night Tide Cold Talk never revealed his own plans. Between guilds, everyone always has their own agenda and keeps a card up their sleeve. After sounding out Blue River's stance, Night's Chill Chat decided to hold their position for now. In any case, they still needed to level up a bit more before tackling the one-line Canyon record. At least not that.